23 million journeys are taken every day on London's public transport network. When the Olympics come to town, there will be about 3 million more daily trips on the busiest days of the Games. This summer, the city's Victorian tube network will be stretched to its limits to deliver what has been dubbed the first public transport Games. On a normal day, London Bridge is one of the busiest commuter stations in the city. During the Olympics, spectators will be flocking here to get to the Olympic Park in East London. To prevent the station from coming to a total standstill, Transport for London is counting on about half of these commuters to change their journey times or find another way to get to work. The government says £6.5 billion has been invested in transport upgrades for the Olympics, although some of this spending was already planned. Capacity has been increased on 2 of the main lines serving the Olympic Park, and there will be a 7-minute so-called Javelin train service from King's Cross St Pancras to Stratford. Despite all of this spending, transport remains London's Achilles heel in its quest to host a successful Olympics. The question is, will it all work?
I've no doubt at all that when you put together all the investments that we've made in transport infrastructure and you add that to the immense amount of work that's gone on over the last few months, engaging with the boroughs, with businesses, with commuter groups, so that people understand what is going to be expected of them, I think London Transport will respond magnificently to the challenge of the Olympics and will lay on a service as good as it was during the day of the royal wedding.
Transport for London needs to achieve an average 30% reduction in demand on the network to avoid prolonged delays during the Games. Part of that battle is persuading businesses to let their staff work remotely or at different times.
Many big businesses in London are going to get something like 20% of their staff to work differently, either work from home or work from a different location. So we're very confident, because businesses are sensible people. They want to make money, of course. We're very confident that's going to happen. We're equally confident that spectators are going to use the free travel cards they're going to get and the advice we'll give them about how to get to the events.
What we don't want to do is to give people the impression that they should scarper and avoid London or sit under a table with a tin hat on and wait for the thing to be over. This is going to be an opportunity for people to profit from the Games and to enjoy themselves.
But not all businesses are convinced. The pub and restaurant industry will be one of the most affected by the 109-mile Olympic route network, with special lanes for athletes, officials, and other VIPs to get to the Games. Pubs will have to ensure all of their deliveries are made in the middle of the night, when the so-called Games lanes are not in operation.
We've been told that if drivers don't have the proper ID on them, then they could be waiting up to 4 hours at checkpoints to get their ID through. Well, if that's a major beer delivery with all your beer for the next day, a 4-hour wait means you don't get any deliveries that day, there's no beer the next day. Our biggest issue is the fact that we've moved heaven and earth to accommodate the Olympics. Of course, that's what we want to do, but it's not been much the other way. Pubs don't enjoy any extended trading hours during that time.
The Transport Coordination Centre here in central London is going to be the nerve centre of Olympics transport this summer. If something goes wrong, this is where the problem will be managed. No less than 8 organisations, including Transport for London and Olympic officials, will be working together to try and keep the city moving and keep the focus on sport. The government has invested about £9 million to create and run this hub during the Games. But with London's global reputation at stake, this will be seen as a good investment if they are successful. Vanessa Kortekaas, Financial Times, Central London.